Hey guys, Antodem here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today, I want to give you guys a peek into the World Generator mod for single player. Now, with 1.8 coming around the corner, this probably won't be valid for too much longer, but I at least wanted to give you guys a peer into what this mod does, before 1.8 rolls around. Maybe, just to give you something else to do, before 1.8 comes out, because at this point, I've ended up exhausting all possibilities as well. But anyways, once you've downloaded and installed the mod, all the information that you're going to need for any installation that you need to do is going to be in the link in the description, so be sure to check that out, as well as installing different world generators. Now, what I mean by that, if I go into single player here, you're going to notice there are none of my worlds in here, because as a disclaimer, it is definitely recommended to back up your saves, and the way I recommend doing that is to rename your saves folder to something else, so you don't even use that saves folder at all. And if you learn how to install the mod, and if you know how to install mods, you're going to know how to change your save folder name. But anyway, so when I go to create world here, you can see that there's all the normal options. And if I go ahead and I type in Sea Glacier here, I'm sure it's not going to make a bit of difference. I go to create world and we get a new set of options. Now, of course, you have your default Minecraft world generator. In my opinion, someone needs to make a world generator that can make a map spawn like it would in classic mode. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. I hope someone makes that. I don't think such a thing exists for this mod. But anyways, so you get a few other options. You can make it spawn just like you would the Nether. And then there's a sky floating lands, and then I have a whole bunch of other options here. And by the way, if you want to get these options, like I said, be sure to check out the thread. These are what are called the hardcore survival biomes. But I'll get into them here in just a minute. But if I go ahead and I create new world here, this may look a little bit familiar. I wouldn't say it spawns quite like the Aether, but it spawns fairly close. In my opinion, the worlds themselves are much thicker. There's a lot more room to move around, but of course I just happen to spawn on like the tiniest little itty-bitty island. But I'm not going to go too far into like searching cave systems and whatnot. I'm going to leave that for you guys to mess around with. And I haven't really seen the cave systems themselves that actually appear here, but I would assume that they do actually appear. If not, that would be a disappointment. But nonetheless, it really is quite fascinating to look at, I gotta say. If nothing else, it's just cool to see what people can create as far as, world biomes and, generation and stuff like that. So, anywho. Alright, so enough with this. Like I said, I just kind of spawned in this tiny little island here. So much for the Glacier world seed in this. Actually, this is better than most of the ones that I've seen, because at least from this angle, I can take a look at everything that's around me to give you guys a good idea of what's going to spawn. But anyway, so I'm going to hit the escape key here, go to save and quit, and I'm going to spawn a new one. And I'm going to use Glacier again just for the heck of it. I'm going to go to create new world here. For obvious reasons, I'm going to skip the Nether and default ones, because the Nether, it really does spawn just like the Nether. But if we go to these bottom options here, which like I said is the hardcore survival biomes, and if you want to install these, be sure to check out the forum thread. That's going to be linked below. Same place you can actually download the mod at. But the last one that I'm going to check out for this particular video, guys, is Hell on Earth. And actually, I'll probably get into these ones here really, really soon afterwards, but not for very long. But anyways, Hell on Earth is exactly what you would expect. You can get zombie pigments, gas spawns on the world, and I think that's actually it, unfortunately. In my opinion, it would be a really, really neat thing to also see your regular mobs spawn during this, like creepers, zombies, spiders, skeletons, and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it's just like your regular world generation with ghasts and those as well. It looks like is it the exact? No, it doesn't look like it's the exact world generation. But I mean, there is still some crazy stuff around here. It is the Glacier world seed. And I mean, some of this terrain kind of looks familiar. I don't know. It's like weird. Like, I recognize that flat bit right there. I reckon if you guys actually check out the Glacier World Seed, you'd see that even though there's no water here, there would typically be a lake that leads way off over there. And I'm actually kind of curious now if there's going to be a mountain on that side when this actual part of the world generates. But yeah, so as you guys can hear, gas are firing at me. Yeah, see, I remember that area right there too. And, yeah, another thing that you guys are probably noticing is that the sky is all red, which is, very appropriate to the whole theme of Hell on Earth and whatnot. And, that's just one of the many things that this, biome mod can actually change. Or I should just say world generation mod. It can change all sorts of stuff. Let me see if I can punch this back at you. Well, I can punch it. But you move way too much for me to be even remotely accurate. But anyway, so that's enough with this one. Ooh, did I get you? Did I get you? Did I get... Ah, I didn't get you, unfortunately. Let me see if I can back up and hit you. close, but no cigar. Anyway, so I'm going to exit out of this one and give you guys a really quick peek into the final ones that I'm going to list here. So I'm not even going to go with a world seed this time. If we go down, there's a friendly one, which like is basically your peaceful mode, except like really peaceful. It only spawns with chickens, so that might actually be something for me to note, because if it doesn't spawn with cows, I might be more willing to actually go with it. But anyways, so there's also 3 ones called Last Days, and they're just different biomes, and as you would expect, they're just hardcore survival maps. There is no daytime in this. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. I'm not really sure as far as the world spawning mechanics goes. I probably actually should have put in Glacier as the world seed to see if that was the case, but I mean, you can get all of your regular mobs and stuff, cows and whatnot, as they would spawn in the nighttime, which is a diminished spawn rate compared to what it would normally be. But you know, there's also your regular mobs. You know, you can get skeletons, creepers, whatever, just whatever mobs would spawn during the nighttime, spawning out in the nighttime. Let me see if I can deal with this creeper in real man style. Apparently not today. Alright, I want to see if I can at least get... Yeah, there we go. Skeleton ended up firing and totally owned them. And I'm going to get owned here in just a second. I swear, if I can outrun this thing, then that would be amazing. And it appears that I did end up outrunning them this time. But anyways, guys, like I said, that's just a really brief look as to what you can really get with the World Generation mod. I think that's what it's called. The World Generator mod. So be sure to check that out in the link in the description. The installation guides, there's even installation videos, though the actual installation process, that's another thing that I want to talk about. The actual installation process for this mod, and I give huge props to the mod maker because he's made plenty of mods before this, and he is very good at making mods that don't require a whole ton of fancy mods in order to make work. Like, for my prime example of the opposite of that is the Aether mod, and you know, the Aether requires a ton of mods to get working, like so many separate installations and stuff, and that's a motorcycle in the background. There's been a lot of those, like, over the past couple of days. I swear, it would make more sense that they would pop up during the summer, but no, it's right at the end of the summer. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Alright, do you want a one-on-one spider? Because, I mean, even if it's nighttime 24/7, I can still take you on like you're nobody's business. Yeah, so you can see the moon is staying up in the sky all day long. In my opinion, it would be kind of neat if one moon would set and another moon would rise. So, like, you might think to yourself as the moon is setting for the first time, you're like, okay, it's going to be daytime. It's going to be awesome. But, yeah. And that was a Skype call. Man, all sorts of distractions today, but I am not going to let them give me up. I'm not going to allow them to let me down. I'm not going to allow them to run around or hurt me. But anyways, guys, I'm going to let you guys go for the time being. My name is Ant Venom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.